Hello, this is Nuan presents The Outside View powered by Felopia. I'm S Sudarshanan for Women's CricZone, and as usual I have the charming Snehal Pradhan with me. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Although I'm exaggerating by saying that rains lashed Surat, the steady drizzle was enough for players to stay in and the game to be washed out. Unfortunate?
Very unfortunate. I think we had again a full stand area. So all the stands above the pavilion were full, which means 8,000 people went home disappointed. And for a city that has been waiting so long for international cricket to be affected by rain is sad. For a country, India, who is preparing for World T20 and has maybe only 15 odd matches in hand, to lose one of those precious matches is a big loss.
Very interesting you brought the crowd point up because since there's not much to talk about the game, we thought we'd have a discussion and about the crowd. Yes, 15,000, close to 15,000 were there in the first game, and I'm sure it was the equal amount, if not less. And they have free access for the game.
Yeah, so that is an interesting point as to if this was a men's match, maybe the spectators would have paid to come in and then the game would have been washed off without a ball being bowled, and would they have to be refunded? Which gets us thinking, is it time for women's matches to be ticketed? Is it time to put a price on the women's game?
It's interesting that you put up the question, but I'd like you to answer it. Would you mind paying for a women's game?
If it's priced attractively, if it's marketed well, if it is, if you common sense is used in where this women's game is happening, I think the time is right to put a ticket price on women's games. If you follow a formula that we've seen is working so far, hold the game in a smaller city, a tier 2 city, which doesn't get much international cricket, so that game becomes a huge event. In Bombay, there's always something happening. In Bangalore, there's always something happening. But Surat, Baroda, Guwahati, these are the places where women's cricket will really get in viewers. Second, choose a venue where the stadium is in the middle of the city, so that it's easy for people to come in. They can just walk in and see what is going on. Oh, there's a women's match. Chalo, let's go see. Third, price it attractively. Put a ticket of 100 rupees, put a ticket of 50 rupees. But I think it's now time, if you follow these strategies, to put a ticket on women's matches.
The entire point of having a free entry to the matches is to attract public to the ground. But having put a value on it, don't you restrict the crowd to staying at home and watching it in the confines of their living room?
I'm not sure. I think in 2014, I remember I was watching the India versus England test match, which happened in Wormsley, which India famously won. I was watching it. When I say watching, I mean looking at the ball by ball scorecard and tweeting out. I was new to Twitter that time. And Wormsley, the venue, put out a tweet saying, come to watch the test match, entry is so and so pounds. And I tweeted back to them, why would you put a price on the entry? Wouldn't you make it free and attract more people? And they tweeted back to me saying, we want to put a value on our women's team. So that's what happens when you put a ticket price for a women's match. You say that if you want to see the best that this country have to offer, you're not going to be able to do it for free. And that's valuable, I think. And 100 rupees na, for the crowd that's come in today, they denge. For a multiplex, when you go to watch a 3-4 hour movie, you pay 200 rupees without thinking, plus 100 rupees for caramel popcorn, which is it's a totally different scam, don't get me started. But here, if you put a 100 rupee price for a 3-hour entertainment, I think it works.
So, Snehal, do you say that you sacrifice, say for example, a crowd of, say, to the tune of 2,000 people, who might probably drop out because there's a fee attached to the entry? So would you would not mind sacrificing those number of people?
So this is the unique opportunity that we as a country in India have. That 2000 अगर कहते हैं कि we don't want to pay for this, there will be 2000 more who are cricket crazy and who will pay 50 rupees, 100 rupees to watch an international game live. Especially since these players are now stars, they are brands. Even if they walk onto the ground, people cheer. So it's not just for Smriti Mandhana's shots that people come. it's also to see Smriti Mandhana, hopefully stand at the edge of the boundary and get a selfie with her, hopefully to wave from her boundary and hopefully she will wave back. Because two unique things: Indian female cricketers are now stars, and two, we have a huge population. So I think there will be demand. So even if we lose a few who don't want to pay, we will get a few who will want to pay.
Interesting views from you as an ex-cricketer, but what I'd like to know here is, say for example, if I as a cricket buff walk into a stadium and there are a couple of friends of mine who are free at that time and chose to come in with me where the entry is free, as opposed to when there's a capped amount, these free people probably might not come in, and then you lose introducing the game and the sport to the few new people. So is that a risk that you are willing to take when you say prize these matches?
I think you can be smart about it by making it free for students. Show an ID card, a college ID card, and you can walk in free. Make it free for children. But if you have people who maybe are working professionals or who don't have an ID card and don't look under 16, you can let them in at a small cost. So that incentivizes people to come in. There's another effect of doing something like this is when you ask people to pay for a match, the players know that. And so the responsibility is on the players not simply to turn up and play and try and win, but also to entertain. Now also look at what other countries are doing. Australia, England, none of the women's cricket matches are free anymore. They have not been free for about 4-5 years now. Then it also puts a little bit of responsibility on the organization, on the home board, to make sure you develop fans and attract them to the game. So even outside of a series, how to engage with fans, and the next time they play in that city, will they pay and come to watch the matches? So I think there are all round positive effects. Yes, a few maybe minus points, but I think the bigger picture is a good picture, and I think the time is now right because we've seen people queuing up to watch women's cricket matches when it is smartly staged.
Very interesting. And given the fact that after the 2017 Women's World Cup as well as the World T20 last year, the interest levels in women's cricket has spiked to a great deal. So I think, as they say, strike while the iron is hot.
Absolutely.
We probably could go that way and price tickets. But remember, as of now, for this series, you are allowed to enter free of cost. So do hog the stadiums. 3 more games to go in Surat and 3 ODIs later in Baroda. For now, await our next video on The Outside View. This is Snehal and Sudarshanan signing off for tonight. Thank you. Good night.